But I think that just to lay this out, I think transportation on a generational basis, next 20 to 30 years, is something that we have to get busy about, and that's going to cause us to make some hard decisions, I think, as a state, and how we want to pay for that, because clearly we have underfunded transportation mightily in the state of Connecticut for at least the past generation. I think getting back, continuing our work in education, pre-K through graduate school is going to be very important to the long-term sustainability of Connecticut. We're never going to be a low-cost place to do business. We can argue that we could be a lower cost or cap cost and watch it go up elsewhere. But our true strength of the state of Connecticut is our educated workforce, and that shows up on survey after survey after survey. Now, we had some misalignment in education, which we need to address, and was referenced with respect to manufacturing, where for some reason we just assumed that we couldn't win at any form of manufacturing, when clearly we already were in high value added. We need to, within our education pre-K through graduate school, be addressing the preparation of that workforce, as well as a service industry workforce as well. That's one of the reasons that the investments that we're making, both in education and in manufacturing, and preparing manufacturers to compete within the state with the 49 other states and internationally, is so very important. It's one of the reasons that we will enlarge our manufacturing investment fund by an additional $20 million and work with many of our smallest manufacturers to make sure that they're in a position to meet their obligations to companies like Pratt & Whitney as they gear up to the largest manufacturing of engines since 1983 in the state of Connecticut. Not just the pure engine, but also the F-35 engine down in Middletown as well is going to be important. Obviously, jobs remains a big issue, and we'll continue to be aggressive in going after employers and helping employers, hopefully bringing more employers to our state, and having those employers that are here decide to enlarge their footprint within the state. I would also say urban issues are going to be very important, and we'll continue to address those. I can say that in a city where, within just blocks of where we are at this moment, there are now 2,000 units of housing under development, and about 80% of that is market rate housing, something that nobody in this room thought was humanly possible 4 years ago, is actually underway in Hartford, Connecticut. But we're also seeing explosive growth in housing opportunities in a place like New Haven, and of course Stamford has been engaged in that for the better part of the last 20 years. But these are good signs about a new sense of urbanism in Connecticut, that cities, if they sustain an attack on their deficiencies over a period of time, can make real progress and help support and grow our economy. Those are all issues that I'll be addressing in the rollout of a new legislative session and a rollout of a new administration that begins on January 7th, and look forward to working with Oz, with this group, with all of you in your participation in this group, and as representatives of our employers in the greater Hartford area.